This is Movies in Contemplation with Jirok and...
Oh, am I talking to you?
Hello, contemplators! Welcome back.
Hi, everybody.
Yo, we keep saying it, but we're gonna start getting shit out. I am putting the hammer down.
You want me to put the hammer down?
You want me to put the hammer down? Yes, please. We are putting the hammer down. Another! That's what we're doing. I was in the hospital.
You were.
I was in the hospital.
You were.
Life sucks.
You were in pain.
I was. It sucks.
God.
Yeah, I have a beautiful disease known as diverticulitis. Well, it's not litis anymore because apparently it's inflamed. Essentially, let me put it in brass tacks for everybody here. I had a fucking inflamed colon. So go ahead and take a fucking guess at what that would be like. It fucking sucks. So, yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail.
Yeah, let's not. But I'm glad that you are feeling better.
Yeah.
We do have to share one story.
What?
So when you were in the hospital, you went to the ER.
Yeah.
It took forever, but even when they still didn't have rooms for like over 4 hours.
Yeah, thank God for my mother.
Yeah, and your mom was just like, he needs to see. Like, you were ready to collapse.
I know.
You were just completely just hunched over, just hyperventilating. You were in so much pain. And this really amazing nurse, he came by and he hooked you up. You were in a bed. You weren't in a room. You were in the goddamn hallway.
I know, and I wasn't the only one there.
You were not the only one.
There was like no room in this fucking emergency room.
But I left for the night to take care of the pups, and Jirok texted me and he's like, well, I'm in a room. I'm in the maternity ward.
Yeah, they because there were no rooms, they sent me to the maternity ward. And I wasn't supposed to be the only one.
Yeah.
But somehow I became the only man in the fucking maternity ward.
Yeah.
I became the only person from the emergency room up there. And I'm up there and I'm just like, okay. And I had that, this little the little baby, fucking cage that they've got there.
Did you say
or whatever
baby
it is.
cage?
Yeah, that little cage that they put the babies in.
Incubator?
No, the little, I guess the fucking bread basket or whatever it is, on wheels. They put the fucking baby on. So they had that in there and I'm just looking around. I'm got my little robes on and I've got my IV and shit and I'm literally I get wheeled up here and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to make the best of this. But it was honestly, it became fucking great. It was like a fucking suite.
It was.
I had my own fucking bathroom. The only time that it never really was annoying. I was right next to the play area for children.
You were.
So that kind of sucked, but not bad because they only came one day. But the thing that I fucking remember and I felt so bad. There was a baby born next to me. Not born, but yeah, I guess it was born because it was there. So there was a baby and this baby was crying uncontrollably and would not fucking stop. I timed it. It was almost an hour this thing was crying. Oh
my God.
And I'm literally what is going on with this child? And it's just, and it was just very mellow, I'm trying to be quiet and doing it. And then all of a sudden it just went, and just skyrocketed. And I was like, oh my God. And then I asked the nurse who was taking care of me, and they were all sweet up there.
Yeah.
I asked, I was like, what happened to that child? She was like, oh, we were just drawing blood. They don't like that.
They don't like that.
And I was like, Jesus God. But yeah, you wrote because they've got this little board.
Well, they got the board, and it says mother.
Yeah.
And then your name was under mother. They squiggled mother out, and then they put me under care person or I don't know.
I forgot what it said. It was but it wasn't spouse or anything.
I got a picture of it. I'll post it on our socials and stuff. It was really funny because I got really creative. I was like, okay, so the baby was born in the forest. Jirok will be breastfeeding. Mm-hmm. Born on a fortnight. on
Yes.
whatever date it was, and I think I named I named the baby like Crixus Nathaniel, our last name.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. Oh,
And it was about
yeah.
the size of a calf.
Yeah. Only bring them out large. But yes, so that was a fucking experience. It was
Yeah.
it was quite entertaining, and it was So it's been a shitty last 2 weeks
Yeah.
because of it. But yeah, so we're definitely gonna try to really like get this fucking game back but because I mean we need it. I need it. I know all of you are missing us. Hopefully you are. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but yeah. But I miss doing this. We miss doing this. That was a nice little break. So let's get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So we've got a
Jirac Pig.
yeah. So the wine. I mean, guys, inflation.
Hi. Sorry.
Hi. Hi. Yes, I watched a lot of Twins and shit while I was in the hospital.
That's not the movie, but still.
Yeah. Hi. You're so funny, Vincent. Jesus God. That's not what we're doing.
No, we're not.
I gotta lay that
Sorry.
down. So inflation sucks, and we're just kind of gonna get more wine that we can afford right now.
Yeah.
So that's what we're fucking doing. So honestly, this kind of works though. I got carnivore again. We can think about the little cannibal babies that are in
Yeah,
this
that's what
fucking movie.
I thought. Meat was made for carnivore. So you got to eat this with meat.
With meat. Lots of meat.
So the movie we are doing. Well, I did the song, so hopefully everybody understands.
Well, also it's the title of the episode.
And also, it's the title of the episode, so
So,
you'll all know. But it's
yeah.
Galaxy Quest.
I almost said Guardians of the Galaxy.
I wish I wouldn't have fucking said anything. That would have been hilarious. So, Galaxy Quest. So, oh, God damn it. My notes. Okay, Galaxy Quest. 1999, rated PG. I don't think I ever really talk about the ratings, but I want to bring that up. Right now.
Yeah.
So, 1999, Galaxy Quest, directed by Dean Parasot, written by David Howard and Robert Gordon. And actually, a little backstory, I guess, about the Robert Gordon guy, I think. Starring Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, Tony Shalhoub, Sam Rockwell, Daryl Mitchell, Enrico Colantoni. I don't know. I did my best, Enrico.
I think it's Calantoni.
Colantoni and Robin Sachs.
Sachs.
Robin Sachs. Sachs. So there's a lot of people. I'm
a
not
lot.
going to go on every.
I
fucking
mean, a lot of
IMDb
people.
here.
This was like some like early stuff too, but
Yeah, you got Rainn Wilson, of course, Missy Pyle. Like,
yeah,
dude,
Justin
I mean,
Long. Yeah, it's a
it's a never ending. It's an all star cast basically now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah, Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest.
Yes. You gonna ask the question, woman, or am I just gonna say it?
I'm sorry, I'm a little rusty. I don't
I
know
know we
about
all
you.
are. I know.
But what does this movie mean to you? Because I know I don't think I've ever watched this movie until you.
Yes, I'm glad you asked, Callie.
Thank you. Yes, that's my name.
Is that your name?
You
Callie?
got it. Yep, you got
okay,
it correct.
good. I'm glad you asked, Callie. So I fucking forgot your name. We haven't done this so long because it is my name. All right. So I'm glad you asked, Callie. So this movie, honestly, dude, 99, hell of a year. The year my nephew was born. Great. So this movie, I didn't like see it in theaters or anything,
Right.
and I remember watching it. I probably watched it on HBO. I'm sure it was on like HBO and like I don't know, something.
Yeah.
But I watched it and fucking was dying laughing. Like I remember this movie being so funny to me, and it still to this day is. I still
Like, do you think? Because I feel like, I mean, it's a good thing that this is like PG, because it's the clever PG movie that only I feel like the 90s, like maybe early 2000s, were able to accomplish. Because I don't know, everything is just stupid now, but this is a type of movie that young kids would like,
Yes.
and also adults, because there are those like fun little, kid, things that'll keep them entertained and laughing. But
Yeah.
then there's so much adult humor that it's so little, so slightly just peppered in there. Like it's so good. And it's also one of those movies, I think, that it's a movie you can watch to have in the background and be like, it's still fine. But when you like pay attention, it's like, oh my God, this is fucking brilliant.
Right. It really is. And you gotta give it to Dean, because when he was making it, he was literally like, okay, like, yeah, this is a comedy, but this is going to be straight comedy. Like, this is serious. We're not going to, like Tim Allen, they were just like, oh, this is a comedy, and everybody, of course, is expecting a Tim Allen comedy.
Yeah.
Like, we're looking at, like, and I don't necessarily want to say, like, Tim Allen comedy, but I guess his stuff is kind of
his own.
It's its own thing. It's kind of like putting a fucking Ernest. You put Jim Varney in something, you're always going to think of him as Ernest.
Yeah.
But that's kind of it. But Tim Allen, everybody was like, oh, it's Tim Allen, and this isn't your typical Tim Allen movie. This isn't Santa Claus. This isn't, Home Improvement.
Home Improvement, yeah.
Or whatever. But he was so great because Dean was just like, no, we got this. This is going to be serious. And Tim was like, okay, but it's a comedy. But then you got Alan Rickman, who is honestly, so many of these personalities. And one of the most beautiful things about it is the contrast of each fucking character in this goddamn film. Because we've got Tim Allen's character, Jason, who is obviously like the William Shatner.
Yeah.
And of course, all the Star Trek people went and saw this film and were like, loved it.
Yeah.
They all thought it was like funny. So him, and then you got Sigourney Weaver, who's like the sexy, like badass blonde,
like, heroine, like,
who only has one job and it's retarded, and she speaks of it really. She just repeats the computer.
I have one job,
and it's stupid. But I'm gonna do it. Okay. And back to Alan. Of course, he is like the Spock of this world.
He's the thespian.
Yes. He is so fucking funny. He steals this shit.
He does. He just has these, like, he doesn't even have, I really feel like he doesn't have, like, that many lines. He has these looks that he just gives, these side eyes, the eye roll, the reactions. That's all we needed. But of course, we have to hear him talk.
We have to hear him.
That's straight monotone, like.
By Grabthar's hammer, what a savings! This is one of the most quotable fucking movies on time. I know we do a lot of quotable movies. This, man, I'm telling you, us and my people, we be quoting this motherfucker left and right. So, yeah, just that Tony Shalhoub, his character Fred Quant. So, people nowadays would probably be like, oh my God, that's horrible, but it's like, because his character, like, he even said it, like, we were watching the backstage shit.
Yeah.
And, like, his character in the show, in the movie, in the show, is like this Asian, like, character. And he does his makeup. He's not. And his makeup in the show was like slant out. He like does this look.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so cringy.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I mean that's what they did.
Yeah.
Instead of like casting people of that race, ethnicity, they would just throw some makeup on and be like, there you go, white person, there's another role for you.
Right. Because he was like, when he was reading it, he was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Because if you want this guy to be Asian, you need to get it Asian. I'm not doing this. And then he was like, but if you want the character to play an Asian, but the character is basically, his ethnicity, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be Asian.
Yeah. And do you think? I don't think that was their intention.
No, they were going for that David Carradine and Kung Fu kind of thing, where it was like, that's what they were essentially going for.
Yeah.
So it was like, and then we got Sam Rockwell, who, man, fucking Sam.
As soon as I watched the behind the scenes, his character makes so much more sense.
Yeah. I loved Sam's quotes are some of the things that I probably have done it in our episodes. I've probably done some of that shit that he does. But he fucking, man, he's just so funny. But yeah, we were watching the backstage shit, and his character is Guy Fleegman. He was like fucking crewman 76 or whatever the fuck number he was.
He was in like one episode.
Right? Yeah, 81.
Episode 81.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I was in episode 81 where I was killed by a lava monster. Oh! And he's like, hey, can I sign in? Can I sit in and sign autographs with you guys? He's got his headshots.
In the costume.
Yeah. And he's got his fucking
Well, they all were in the costume because that's what they were there for. But
yeah.
Still.
But his character's fucking great. He's like, as they say later on in the film, the plucky comic relief. But he
played it so serious.
He did. And that's, again, the beauty of it. And even Sam was like, in his audition, they were like, he was just crying, like, in his audition. He was just scared, and he was just like, oh my God. He went for it.
Yeah.
You know, and he just continued to go for it. Like, in one of the deleted scenes that he was in, there was one that I was like, okay, that's kind of good that they took that out because that was kind of a lot. But that fucking fight at the end, man, I'm going to save that because, Jesus Christ, I don't want to bring it up yet. But anywho, because that should have stayed. There's a lot of shit that should have stayed in that had me fucking rolling on those deleted scenes. I'll fucking fight people. To that shit had me. I've watched that shit all day today on fucking loop. So,
well, with Sam Rockwell, he said that he mirrored the character to Bill Paxton's character in Aliens.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And he asked Sigourney Weaver a lot of questions.
Yeah, he was like, "How was Bill during this?" And da 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 da. And like, what made him scared? Like, how was he scared? You know. And then so that was, and you can, like you were saying,
As
you
soon
could
as
totally see it.
I can see it. Yeah, like. Guys, like, watch it again, like, now knowing this, you're going to see it.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you know, Daryl Mitchell, Tommy Weber, he was the, shit, I can't remember his name from Star Trek, Stand By Me.
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me, the actor, the boy.
Which one?
What is the one? No. Oh. God damn it. The main one. Corey Feldman. No, not fucking Corey Feldman. Wait, which one was Corey Feldman?
I don't know. I
Son of a bitch.
I don't really. Yeah.
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton. It was Will Wheaton. Oh God, Will Wheaton. So Will Wheaton. Tommy Weber was supposed. It was like the homage to Will Wheaton's character in Star Trek: Next Generation.
So he was like the boy wonder?
The boy who was like a
super
pilot.
Smart.
You know, well,
What
I wouldn't
was that
say
the
Wesley
thing?
was super smart.
Oh,
but
okay.
yes, I guess he kind of was in a sense.
Well, he was a kid that knew how to pilot a
Essentially,
spaceship.
yeah. There you go. Yeah.
He had to have been
Shut up, Wesley.
somewhat competent.
Yeah. Yes. So he was funny. Like, Daryl Mitchell was so fucking animated and hilarious in this shit. Of course.
Gives good face.
Yes. Of course, Enrico, who played Malthazar, so fucking funny. Robin Sachs. But let's dive in.
Yeah, we can talk.
We can talk about
go
these
down
people.
the line.
Dude, I'm fucking telling you.
Yeah.
So the movie fucking opens up with the show from 1981, and it's showing you all of the nostalgia, and it's like giving you Star Trek vibes and all of this shit. And like we said, Tony Shalhoub in his makeup, everybody in their makeup, and they're just doing their shit. So when it's done, we see Comic-Con, like basically a Trek convention, essentially. Like this big Galaxy Quest convention. And I will say, this movie was the introduction to Comic-Cons for me.
Okay.
I didn't know what the fuck a Comic-Con was for the longest time. And I guess I should say that I thought all Comic-Cons were basically Star Trek cons. Because I
could see that.
I don't think I really truly knew what a Comic-Con was until like maybe 2010 or 11.
I same.
Yeah.
Same
you know.
until they started blowing up.
Yeah.
And everything was con, something con, this con, Disney con, whatever.
Right. And the only reason I did because I'm a gamer, so I was like I knew a lot of it. But yeah, so like I said, introduction to the con realm, and you got all the people, and their backstage guy is, being the MC essentially, and he's like sitting there talking about the people. He's about to bring the crew out on stage. Well, Jason Nesmith is not there. Tim Allen's character, the commander.
It's going to be really hard for me to not call these people their actual names.
I know, and I probably will. I mean, we're going to do what we always do. Well,
Yeah.
I am. I'm going to be calling them Tim, Jason, Sam, fucking guy.
Yeah.
I do it every time. But, so, they're like, the cast is backstage, and Guy has to, like, stretch it out. He needs to really milk this intro because Jason hasn't showed up. So they're all backstage, Fred's doing a fucking crossword puzzle. Alexander's doing his makeup. Well, he's got the little makeup brush, but I guess he leaves that fucking prosthetic on this entire film.
That's true.
And I absolutely love it. He never even when he is at home, he leaves that motherfucker on. And it is so funny, but he's sitting there, he's looking in the mirror. And this is one of my favorites of damn near everything. He's looking in the mirror, and he's like, what does this world come to? He's just like, look at me. I played Richard III. I've had 5 curtain calls. Look at me. Look at me! I'm not going out there and saying that damn line one more time. And everybody's just like, so he's about to leave, and then fucking Jason walks in, and Jason Nesmith's all like, your commander's arrived.
Yeah.
Oh, that smog's thick out there, huh?
Just like nothing.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, business as usual.
Did I miss Alexander's panic attack? Alexander flips out. He's like, oh, what'd I do now? And then everybody starts yelling. And here is one of like 2 that I know of. Daryl Mitchell, Tommy has a line where it's like, you are so full of it, man. But he clearly says you're so full of shit.
Yeah.
And of course the PG rating and shit was not used as it is now.
I mean,
back then, because this was before the South Park shit episode where you were actually allowed, where they allowed shit, and South Park said shit 100 and something times.
I think close to 2 or 3. I don't even know.
But yeah, this was during that time, shit was essentially like saying fuck.
Yeah.
On television. So they took that out, and then. So they're all Alexander's trying to leave, dude. He's booking it for the door. He's got his little trench coat. And he's hiding himself in his trench coat. He's just walking out of there. Alexander, stop him! And then now all of a sudden they start bringing the people out. So they call Gwen, and she's trying to grab Alexander. She just moves him out of the way and fluffs her hair and goes out.
A blonde wig.
Fucking Jason throws Alexander up against the door, and he's just like, old friend, please, no, gotta go out there. He's like, there's nothing you can say, Jason, that can make me go out there. And he's, the show must go on. and then fucking Alexander just fucking stares at him, and he just goes, damn you. Damn you. And then he just walks out on stage. And then he just walks out, he's all smiles, and then he does a bow. And then the TV behind him goes, by Grabthaw's hammer, you shall be avenged. And his character absolutely loathes this line. He hates it.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's not, the writing, obvious, you said, he's Shakespearean.
Yeah, and he dies inside. He just dies when he delivers that line.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's just parts of his soul were just expelling from his body.
Yeah, he gets up and he just rolls his eyes, and then he's just stone-faced and goes towards the line. And then they bring out the commander, and it's all fucking, oh yeah, whatever the fucking line that he says is, never give up, never surrender, man the bilge rats, or whatever the fuck he says. But yeah, it's the never give up, never surrender. And he starts trying to talk, and they mute his mic, and he's like trying to talk, and he's like looking around, like, what the fuck? And then they're at the autograph signing. And that's when, of course, we talked about it. Guy shows up and, hey, can I sit in? You know, crewman number 78 or whatever. So they're doing their signings, and I feel like all the people go up to Alexander. By Grabthar's hammer. You know, and they do the line to him. I feel for the second guy every time it breaks my fucking heart. Because that first dude got the full, by Grabthar's hammer, by the sons of Korvan, I will avenge you. And then Alexander just looks at him and just takes the thing and he just signs, gives it back. And then the guy next up comes up, by Grabthar's hammer. And then Alexander just rips the fucking fucking picture out of his hands. I fucking feel so bad for that dude. Every fucking he's obviously he was shy just to begin with, and he's just by Grabthar's hand. And then he just next. He's just staring at this dude. Just next. Gwen is like seeing how Jason is to his fans and how just wonderful he is to them and like adores them, and it makes her smile. And like she was like, you gotta hand it to him, he's an asshole, but man, he, you know, the fans love him and he's great to him, and da 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 da. And then, well, of course, Jason just looks over and is all seeing Gwen, all smiles, and then he just Justin Long, who we see, a very young Justin Long, who honestly looks the fucking same. Fuck him for not aging.
Yeah.
So he shows up and he's like the nerd kid that believes everything's real and is all, so the quantum flux, Commander, can you tell me about the quantum flux? You know, all this shit. And he's like, hang on to your hat, fellas, you know, and he leaves. He starts trying to talk to Gwen. And she's just like, you know, Jason, I thought it was cute, da-da-da-da-da. So then he goes into the toilet to go to the bathroom, and then we see the line of fucking aliens on the fucking urinals, and everything's filled up. He goes into a stall, and these two guys who I guess just show up to conventions to make fun of shit, who the fuck knows, but they're like saying what a fucking has-been or whatever Jason was, and how none of the other cast members even like him, and they were talking shit on him and all of this. And he, like, for once, he's like, oh my god, he's like taken off of his fucking pedestal.
Yeah.
You know? And he leaves, and we see this guy signing fucking autographs and just kind of throwing them back. Signing autographs, a completely different fucking person. And then Justin Long's character, Brandon, tries to come back and talk to him again, and then he just explodes, man. He's like, it's fake! It's not real! Ah! You know, and then he's, okay. And then cut to Gwen and Alexander talking on the phone. Gwen's in like her robe, you know, and then Alexander is still with that fucking prosthetic on, just talking with a towel around his neck. And she's like, I mean it, Alex. Like, he's never done that. Not to a fan. This isn't right. Something happened. And he's like, Gwen, let me tell you, he's unstable. How many times have I tried to tell you he's unstable? So, all that, they're talking, and then we see Jason at his house, and by God, I love it. He's wearing nothing but a button-up, and you can't even tell if he's got on fucking undies or not. Like,
yeah,
it's a hilarious shot.
It gave me Risky Business style, like Tom Cruise and like that button down. He's
Yeah.
got no pants on. He's just
doing the thing. Bottle of Glenn Lovett.
yeah.
Glenn Lovett. And he sits and he starts watching the show. I guess the show comes on. And he's watching it and he starts quoting it and he's trying to remember the lines. And that was kind of a sweet moment. So, and it's kind of sad because that's apparently what he must do every night is try to relive, you know, the show. Like that was the time of his life. And he gets drunk. Oh, well, these fucking these aliens show up to talk to him, and they're all like, Commander. It's fucking Enrico Colantani. I don't want to say Enrico. I'm going to call him Enrico because I'm not going to make fun of a man's name. Ironically enough, my colon was just basically worked on.
I wasn't going to say it.
Essentially, it's not...
Joke's on you, huh?
Joke's on me indeed. Yeah, I was the one with the knife in my colon all night. Anywho, so he shows up and okay, so I gotta say how he did this Mathazar voice because it was honestly ingenious. Like he basically made up damn near everything about these fucking aliens, like the voice, how shit went. Like he just kind of in it, and man, hats off to him because that's fucking ingenious. I love people that go for it, and he does this thing where he's like, "Hello, Commander, I need your help." Mm-hmm. He literally climbs the octaves.
Yeah.
You know, he climbs the octaves every time he talks. And he was like, it was an exercise we used to do in fucking... Where'd he go? He said he went to, like... I don't remember what fucking college, but it sounded like a performing arts college, like Yale or Juilliard or some shit. But he was just like, it's probably neither one of those. But I mean, he was basically just like, hey, we used to do this vocal, exercise, and it was just, so that's what he did with Mathazar. So he just shows, Commander, we need your help. Tim Allen's just like, okay, well, mum's the word, guys. Don't say it, because he doesn't want any of the other...
He thinks it's another gig.
He thinks it's a gig, and he's the one that they,
And isn't like the group like already like suspicious that he's taking gigs by himself?
He is, yeah, and they are all doing everything together.
Yeah.
And he is the only one that is doing shit by himself and getting paid and all of this shit. And they're not. They're just doing these cons. And so he's like, okay, well, mum's the word. And then one of them, I think it was Rainn Wilson. Mum. And everybody just starts saying mum. So they show up. He's naked. He's fucking on the floor, passed out drunk, and they're knocking on the window. And he opens the door and he goes, guys, you can't show up to my house like this. This is not right. Like, da-da-da-da-da. Commander, we have acquired your limousine. Oh, the gig! Oh, probably should put the pants on. So he, like, bends over, his ass is out, and they're, like, just staring at his ass, and he's trying to find a shoe, and he's all like, you guys find a shoe like this? And fucking, they, like, look up to the ceiling, just looking around, like, absurd. So then they're in the fucking limo, and they're driving, and he's all like, can I get a Coca-Cola, and they're trying to talk to him about what's going on and who they are and da-da-da-da-da. And Jason's trying to flirt with this woman, Missy Pyle's character. He's trying to flirt with this woman, and she's not talking. He's just like, doesn't she talk? Mm-hmm. Her translator's broken. She just makes this fucking noise. And I'm gonna die every time, dude. And so he just is like, okay. Like, what the fuck was that?
Way to commit.
Mm-hmm. So we see the fucking limousine just disappear and goes up into the sky. And next thing we know, Jason wakes up and he's like, whoa, what's going on? He thinks he's on, like, set. Lalilari, I can't remember how the fuck you say her name, but Missy's character, she's like talking. Her translator's fixed. She's like, Commander, yes, we gotta go to the bridge. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Saris is there. You have to get Saris. So he gets to the bridge, and Commander's just like, wow, this is fucking great. This is much better than guys' sets in the basements that I'm always in all the time.
Yeah, cardboard boxes.
Yeah, this looks great. And then Saris, Robin Sachs' character. Now, I have to we gotta give it to, his name is on the top of my fucking... It's in my fucking lips, man. And I can't... Where's my phone? Okay, Stan Winston. Jesus, God.
You could have said something.
Huh?
You could have said something.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Like, one of the head special effects...
people, yeah. Stan Winston.
Yeah.
But I didn't see him. I didn't even see Stan Winston.
Oh, I don't know.
On the fucking IMDb. Like, he's not here. Do you see it?
He's
I
probably
don't see Stan.
buried in there somewhere.
Yeah, I don't see Stan Winston at all. Oh, there he is. He's at the fucking bottom. Who put Stan on the bottom? What the fuck? So Stan Winston.
Yeah.
So he fucking did the prosthetics and everything, like the creatures and Saris. And I'm gonna fucking say it, dude. Saris and the rest of his little alien dudes are one of the coolest fucking things. And it's all like practical effects.
Yeah. And for like 99.
Yeah. Like that was legit. Like he did basically the prosthetics like they did in like Planet of the Apes, where it's them talking, like it's the actors actually moving and the face is moving with them and everything they do. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean the computer graphics were very much of the times, but the practical effects were of the times.
Yes.
The good times.
Yes. And they looked great. The fucking other aliens looked great. Like even the fucking squid things that the the Thermians, I think they're called, fucking Jason calls them termites. It's like, yeah, the termites. But he meets Saris, this intimidating like fucking
like warlord. I don't know.
He's like a general
Yeah.
of some fucking I don't think they really say what their race is. I can't remember, but it's obviously a warlike race, you know. So he very Vulcan, I guess you could say in a sense, but a lot more cooler looking than obviously the Vulcans. So he is like, Saris basically fucking hounds this race, the Thermians, because of how they're very intelligent, but they're not. Like if you had to compare them, they're very book smart.
They lack like social and like social cues and communication skills like that aren't, like you said, book smart.
Yeah.
They can't stick up for themselves.
Right, like they just learned what deception and lies are because
innocent.
Exactly. Because even Sarah says it later on. Because he's like, they're like
childlike.
Yeah.
This childlike wonder.
Explain as you would a child.
Yes.
Yeah, when Sarah says that, god damn it, man, his voice is fucking sick.
Really
I love it.
good.
It's great. But he's just like, oh, a new commander. And if any of you play Mass Effect, he's of course Zaid Masani. I can't do Zaid. But anywho, this is a new commander. Oh, well, tell me, commander. And he's like, okay, we're going to go ahead and fire red torpedoes, blue,
like
fire blue
half-assing
torpedoes.
it, kind of.
Yeah, and then the guys are all like, okay, they're like pressing buttons, and he fires on city. He goes, that ought to take care of a lobster head, huh? And then Commander just starts walking down the hall. And Mathazar's following. He's like, Commander, you just fired on Saris. I don't need the negotiations. We were trying to be for peace, and you fired on him. You know? And he's just like, yeah, well, I gotta get out of here. And then he realizes he's in fucking space. The gel suit thing shoots him back to Earth. And then he's just standing there shaking, and you like see steam coming off of him and shit. He shows up to the next con. This is, of course, the con where they're like, they open up some tech store.
Is it a tech store or like a car lot?
I thought it said like tech something.
Maybe.
But
you would know better than
it's
I
whatever it was. Whatever it was. But they're
it was sad.
It was very sad. They're like talking about it. They're like taking turns with lines and kind of like jumping each other's lines a little bit. Except for Alexander, who, of course, I did it. But he goes, by Grabthar's hammer, what a savings. And then they're doing autographs again, and Jason shows up. He bumps into Justin Long's character, and they mix up Voxes. He was given a Vox to talk to the aliens again if they ever need, to get in contact. And he switches it out with Justin Long's character. So he starts talking to the crew, and he's like, guys, this is real. This is real. Like, you wouldn't believe it. I was up in space. And they're like, are you fucking drunk again? Like, da-da-da-da. And here we got Fred Kwan fucking eating. You know, I love it. He's got that little nasty fucking bag.
Paper bag.
Yeah. It would grease all over it or whatever it is. But, and they say that, like, Tony Shalhoub had no idea what he wanted to do with his character. So he just showed up one day with a paper bag, and he was just looking in like, maybe my character's in here. I don't know. And then it just stuck. And his character is like a burnout.
You said like burnout, but doesn't do like
Drugs. Yeah, it's not like a weed addict.
Well, I don't want to call him like he's not intelligent. I don't know. Is he disinterested? Is he just kind of like?
I think he's just beyond mellow.
Oh, okay.
He's beyond mellow, but like nothing really bothers him, and he's just kind of like, hey, whatever, man. Like it's just water off a duck's back, man. You know, like that kind of shit. But again, he's always eating, so they like make you think, like, is he high? Is he not high? You know. So I don't know. I mean, they kind of confirmed that he's not on like marijuana or anything, but they were just like, he's just a burnout. So I don't know. But yeah, he's sitting there eating, and everybody's just not believing Jason. And then the Thermians or the termites or whatever you want to call them show up, and they start talking to the commander about Saris, and commander's like, see, Saris, see, this is the guy. I kicked his ass. Like, I kicked his ass. So then they said, well, you need to come back up because he survived. You know, we need you. So they take the commander, and everybody else didn't believe him. They get in a van, and like a shuttle van, and they're all like, you know, we should have just taken the gig and just gone. And then they go, and the woman is still there, and she's like, oh, you wish to go to the ship? Yes, we wish to go to the ship. Okay. And Guy fucking sees them and just is all like, yeah, I want to go too. You know, so then they all get beamed up. Fred was trying to get into a fucking vending machine and didn't get to go up with everybody. So they all get shot up, and they're doing the shaking shit.
Their reaction was very real. Like, they were terrified.
Yeah, and then, of course, the aliens come out in their alien form, and they've got these, like you said, one of the things looked like something from
that one would get while getting a pap smear.
Pap smear. This, like, fucking tong clamp thing.
Yeah.
And they're just like shoving it in their faces, and nobody can move, and everybody's just like, what the fuck is happening? And then fucking Jason, they like turn back into their forms, into the human form, and they're like, apologies, something must have happened to our whatever the fuck things. And so Jason walks in, and he's all like, oh my god, and Fred shoots in, and Fred is totally non-affected. Like, he's not affected at all.
He was just kind of like, whoa.
What a rush.
Yeah. What did he say?
He was like, what does he say?
That was something.
Yeah, he was just like, that was something. And then he was just like, you see Jason just like, hey, Fred. He's like, what's wrong with them? I don't know. Come on. And then they just start going. And
because he didn't see the aliens as they truly look.
Yeah, and Guy just starts screaming, ah! Like fucking screaming and shit. And I love it because as soon as Guy started screaming, if you look, Sigourney Weaver like jumps. Nobody else does, but like Sigourney Weaver's character just kind of like jumps and freaks out.
I wonder if that really startled her. If she like wasn't ready, she wasn't ready for that.
I think so. It was pretty fucking funny. So they're walking down the hall. They're getting the explanation of what's going on, and then they see the ship, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is real," you know. And then they get on. They go to the command deck, and they go to their stations, you know, and Tommy sits down at the helm, and he's just like, oh my god, I had it all worked out, like, oh man. And Commander, would you like to sit on your thing here, Commander? And he sits down, and Tommy is like, man, I'd hate to be the commander, no pressure, right? And then Jason looks over and goes, Laredo, take us out. He goes, excuse me? Excuse me? He goes, they made everything based off of your movements. Take us out. And he's like, right, take us out.
I got this.
I could take this out. And then he hits the start button. And as soon as he hits the start button, the machine just boom, and he just freaks out. He's looking all around like, oh, Jesus Christ. And then he hangs on to the shit. He starts going. And as he's going, and mind you, all the crew is like on the fucking, is all on command deck watching. Like, he's got an audience at the spaceship all around, man. Everybody watching. He's just going, and then the ship starts veering left. and everybody's like trying to lean.
A thing that you do when
Yeah.
you're moving with the car, you're a passenger, and the car starts leaning.
Yeah.
Then you just kind of move it with your body like the opposite way. Like, come on.
Yeah. So
Like,
he's
that's going to do anything.
He's going towards the wall, and fucking guy, man, just starts hitting him, and he's just like, you gotta move to the right. You gotta move to the right. Move to the right. And he's just, you sit your ass down. Get out of here. You reply this. Oh. And then he starts grinding against the walls, and you just hear that nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, and it's like kind of, and it's silent. Everyone else is silent too.
Yeah.
You just hear.
And then he gets out, and then everybody's like fucking clapping, having a great time.
They clap. The aliens clap like baby shark.
Their walk too, dude,
Yeah.
is so funny. Like they actually they did this weird thing. Like they walk like they got like ropes on their legs or something.
Like they're marionettes.
Yeah,
Like someone's
essentially.
pulling their strings.
I think so. Essentially, it's like it's opposite of like what we do. It's so fucking. It's so funny. So Saris basically, like, after all of this shit, we'll go ahead and talk because I'm gonna get out of point a little bit here. But so some of the fun things, like when the crew, they're having lunch, like they were like, oh, we have prepared a feast for everyone based off of your planet or based off of what you are in the historical documents. And the commander has like this fucking steak. Guy has like noodles, and Gwen, like they all have like human food. And poor Alexander has these like disgusting looking like ticks and like this worm thing swimming in this like fucking broth. And he like just picks up one of the fucking ticks, and one of the guys is like, do you like your blood ticks, Dr. Lazarus? Just like Mother used to make. And then the fucking tick like jumps into the air, and he just looks up at it, and then it lands into the bowl, and he just throws a spoon, and he's just like, oh, for God's sake. You know, he's just like, God. And I love it because Tommy has a fucking glass of milk. Everybody's got this blue drink but Tommy. He's just got a glass of fucking milk.
He's a child.
'Cause he's a
The
child.
child always gets the milk.
Mm-hmm.
No blue juice for you. No blue punch.
Nope. And there is a deleted scene that I am bringing up, and all of you need to fucking YouTube the deleted goddamn scene.
We'll link it in the description of the episode.
Yes.
I'll try to remember
yes,
to
you
do.
will.
I'll try to remember to do that.
Yes. So there is one where Alexander gets taken to his room by Quellic, who is a diehard fan of Dr. Lazarus. Like, he absolutely loves Dr. Lazarus.
Like, that's his religion. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, oh, Dr. Lazarus, I have studied everything of the Mokhtar and da-da-da-da-da. By Grabthar's hammer, Dr. Lazarus, don't say that. I'm not kidding. Don't. It's just like, sorry, sir, it was only, do not. Okay. Then he takes him and goes, well, your chambers. This is the deleted scene. Takes Alexander to his room. He opens the fucking door, goes inside, and Alexander is literally like, it's nothing. There's nothing in here. Bare. Alexander walks in and goes, this is it? Yes, sir. No distractions at all. Where's the bed? Clicks a fucking button, and these fucking spikes. Thick
fucking spikes.
Just come out of the fucking ground.
Yeah.
And he's just looking at them, and he's like, like he's just looking at these things. And Quellic is like, it took me over 3 years to finally get used to the spikes, Dr. Lazarus. And I must say that it is the best sleep I've ever had. Like, da-da-da-da-da. And then he starts talking about, and then Dr. Lazarus looks, and he's like, is that the bathroom? Yes. We couldn't figure out on the historical documents how you used facilities or how you were able to go to the bathroom, so we kind of figured it out, winged it a little bit, if you will. And then he opens the door, in this fucking toilet thing, we've got 3 fucking spikes, one in the fucking middle, 2 tiny ones that obviously, like, the ass goes on. I'm pretty sure that big thick one is what goes into the fucking hole. We got these fucking bidet cannons pointed up the fucking Western Valley, like fucking, on their way up. And I'm just like looking at this thing, and it's hilarious because fucking Alan Rickman's is just. He just sees this thing and his reaction. And he admitted he was like, that was honestly one of my favorite things. And I hated that it wasn't in the movie. That it got cut. He was like, that was honestly one of my favorite things. And it is. It is hilarious. So, all that shit. But while they're eating, they're like watching the historical documents and shit. And they're trying to explain to Mathazar and everybody. They're like, do you not have TV shows on your planet or any of this or any of that? And Mathazar's like, oh, yes, the historical documents. Documents. Well, no, clearly Gilligan's Island isn't. You don't think that Gilligan's Island is of those poor people. And they're just like, oh, God. So they're talking, and then they're asking questions about Saris or something, and the Omega-13. There's this device on the ship that Saris wants. It's called the Omega-13, and nobody knows what it is. Nobody knows what the fuck it can do, because when that was supposed to come into play in the show got canceled. So they literally invented the Omega-13, but were not able to do it. So the Thermians made the Omega-13 and have no idea what it fucking does. But Saris wants it, because he thinks it's something that he can use for war.
Yeah.
So Mathazar is like, well, our previous commander wasn't strong. That's how Saris knows about the Omega-13 device. And they're like, what do you mean strong? Wasn't strong. So he's like, I shouldn't have. You deserve to know. And then he shows a video of this, one of the tentacle creatures, the Thermian, the commander. It's Saris has like this fucking electrocution fucking like taser thing on fucking high, and he's just like,
you will tell me what it is.
Shh. You might as well just kill me now, because there's nothing I can say or do.
He's just electrocuting this fucking dude. And then apparently after the crew sees this, after the cast sees this fucking alien getting tortured by this goddamn like creature, big fucking thing, they're like, we're getting the fuck out of here. Like, no, we're done, we're going home. And Jason's like, okay, we need to get some pods, take my friends home, the crew's gotta go. So nobody can leave because Saris is here and he will shoot down anything that leaves the ship. So now they all have to go and confront Saris, and of course now Jason is like, I fucked up. So he's like, hello, Saris, nice to meet you again. And he's like, hello, Commander. And he's like, hey, you look great. And he goes, no thanks to my lieutenant. And you see this head on a stick. And he's just, he failed to turn on the shields before your missiles hit my ship. Or some shit like that. And then he just throws the head. Dude, right there is like the barbaric shit side. Like, there, Saris means business, dude. He's no joke. And he's like, you will give me the Omega-13 device. And da-da-da-da-da. And Jason's like, okay, you got me. I just got to put it in a box for you, okay? Hang on. He goes, Gwen. And then he, like, does the throat, the kill signal.
Yeah.
And she just goes, okay, and mimics him. And then Jason's running around. Everybody, get in position over here. Guy, come over here. As soon as I say, hit this button, throw everything at him, okay? The guy's like, what am I doing? You know what? And then he goes, Gwen. And meanwhile, Gwen, the entire time Jason's doing this, she's just like, Jason. He goes, Gwen, put me back on with him. And she's like, that's what I've been trying to tell you, Jason. You are back with him. He's like, huh? Does the Tim Allen, huh? Perhaps I'm not as stupid as I am ugly, Commander. And he just goes, Gwen, I gave you the kill signal. No, you gave me the dead motion. I was agreeing with you. And he's just like, okay. And then Saris.
So did he do like the throat, like the
throat, like the
or
cut it?
Did he do this? This means cut. Like with the hand waving.
He did like this.
He did
He did the
this.
throat thing. Yeah.
Yeah, then that
yeah.
was
So like
probably-
he didn't do the cut it. Like he
Yeah.
did like this throat, like slit the throat thing. Yeah.
Why are you rubbing your finger across your throat?
Why would I rub my finger across his throat?
No, you know this expression. Yes, yes. She's like, no, you gave me the dead signal. I was agreeing with you. So then you got Guy. Jason, there's a red thingy coming towards the green thingy. I think we're the green thingy. And the green, and Jason just runs over there. I don't know, Jason, and then a little gift, Commander, from our last meeting. And then they get hit, they blow up. And what they were saying in the making of the film, so they made a platformer or something. Dear God, are you okay?
I think something like
Something bit you?
flew up at my leg.
What was it?
I don't know.
Hopefully it was a piece of hair. Or
Dear,
something.
I
I'm
was-
just saying, hopefully it was a piece of hair. I'm
Better
agreeing with you.
be.
So
I was agreeing with you.
I was agreeing. So so they had this platform or whatever, and it would shake the room so that everybody could actually react like they were in an earthquake or something. So like it wasn't everybody just, okay, everybody, you just got hit by something. Everybody do something. Oh, it was like, oh fuck, we actually need to hang on here. You
Yeah.
know. So that was really cool, and they all were like, oh, thank God for that, because who likes
Those
to
reactions are,
man.
they look terrible, the faking.
I hated that shit in fucking like school and everything. All right, you're in a submarine and you just went 10 degrees down, blah, 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 what do you do? Everybody's timing is off and everybody's, oh! And then the other person just like kind of does the fucking trip.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like up against the wall. Anywho. So they are going through this they try to lose Saris in a cloud, in like this cloud. It's a minefield apparently. And Saris is like, his lieutenant is like, do we follow, sir? Patience, lieutenant, patience. And that's what's showing like Saris isn't stupid.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing that is very devious with Saris. Like, he's bloodthirsty, but he's not dumb. Like, these Thermians are pretty dumb. But Saris he says it. He's a general. He's seen combat. He's no stranger to this shit. And we got actors going up against him.
Yeah.
So the ship gets fucked up, and they have to get another beryllium sphere. They go down to this fucking planet, and it's just desert. So while they're there, Guy is freaking the fuck out in the shuttle, and they land. And apparently this was Tim Allen's idea, but Tony Shalhoub starts to open the door, and Guy just looks over. Guy goes, wait a minute! Is there air? You don't know! He just starts, don't open that! Seems okay. He's just like, oh! And I love it because Guy like takes a deep breath. He's trying to like hold his breath. He's just like, I'm gonna die. I'm crewman number 86. I'm gonna die. And he's like, you're not gonna die. He goes, oh, nobody even knows my last name. He was like, well, what is it? Nobody knows. He's like, Guy, you have a last name. Do I? Do I? For all you know, I'm just the guy that dies. So
his name is
Guy. I mean, yeah, Guy. Nobody knows his last name. But it's funny because in a couple scenes later, Jason actually does say Fleegman, which is Guy's last name.
Yeah.
So that's what's kind of funny. So they're on this planet, and apparently this is like a mining planet for beryllium spheres. And everybody's like, well, where are the miners? And they see these like little baby like blue things, really cute, and they're like walking out. And fucking Alexander's all like, could those be the miners? And Fred goes, yeah, they're like 20, they're like 5 years old. And he goes, miners, not miners. and then Fred goes, you lost me. And then Gwen is all like, oh, I want to go, they're so cute, I'm gonna go talk to one. And Guy goes, yeah, they're cute now, but pretty soon they're gonna get mean. Pretty soon there's just gonna be millions of them, and they're gonna be everywhere. And she's like, oh, look, they're trying to help that poor little hurt one. Look, they're giving it water. And then all of a sudden, these like fangs come out of these things. They start eating and ripping this thing apart. And Gwen tries to like say, "Hi, little guy," and Guy grabs her and goes, "Did any of you even watch the show?" But they start ripping this thing apart, and then everybody starts freaking out and starts running. And then Gwen goes, "We gotta get out of here because before one of those things kills Guy." And Guy's just sitting there like, "Oh my God, it's gonna happen." And then they're like, "Okay, well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do whatever we did in episode 81." And Guy's like, Why episode 81? Why episode 81? He's like, "What difference does it make, Guy?" "Because I died in episode 81!" And then Fred goes, 51 wasn't it episode 51? And they're just like, they like come up with this plan, and it literally is Guy and Tommy up on a fucking hill just keeping lookout, and everybody else goes to get the fucking sphere, and everybody's like going. Guy and Tommy start running down and are like, "They're everywhere!" And then you see this army of little blue things like just running, and they're like trying to push this fucking sphere. They get it into this ship, and Alexander's like, "Get in!" And Jason's like, "No, you get in." And he's like, "Oh, right, I'm Jason. I can't do anything." Da, 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 da. And then Jason punches Alexander, and he goes flying in. And then Jason tries to jump into the ship and falls out. Alexander looks down and just goes, "Oh, serves you right. You just always have to have the spotlight, don't you, Jason?" And then, so Jason gets knocked out by these children. They're just like,
What is it? It looks like a child. Hit it with the rock!
they just fucking hit this thing. So then he wakes up to this like pig lizard, which is amazing because it is literally a guy in this suit like hunched over. That would kill my back. I'd never be able to do it. But he's just this pig lizard costume. And fucking Jason's just like, they're just shouting this thing called Garignac. I don't know what it is. "We think Garignac's the pig lizard." And everybody's talking to him on the box. They're all like watching.
Yeah.
And they're back up at the ship. And Jason like takes his coat off and he's trying to whip this fucking pig lizard. And the children are still saying like Garignac. Guess they're thinking this is like a fight thing, you know. Jason's got to fight this pig lizard. So they're like, "Okay, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to beam you up. We're going to use the..." I forgot what they called it. And he was like, so I can get shot up, digitized. Some kind of digitizing thing. Digital conveyor. And fucking, so they're like, "Just do it on the pig lizard. Let's test it on the pig lizard. You know, Fred, do it." And Fred's like, "I don't think I can do this. This isn't me. This isn't me." And he has a hilarious... I really liked his deleted scene because it showed how Fred really is. Like, because all the... Like we said, the Thermians are scientists. Like, they can build shit, and they're smart book-wise.
Yeah.
And they asked Fred a question. They're all like, "Something about this and that and this and that." And Fred just looks at him and he's, "Wow, that's a puzzler, isn't it?" And everybody's just like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, we're going to die." Like, they asked a question about the ship that there's a problem and it needs to be fixed, like, immediately. And they couldn't figure it out. And Fred's just like, "Wow, well." And he goes up to Squeaks from Basketball. He goes up to Squeaks, who basically, poor thing, got cut out. That was his only part, basically, essentially. I mean, he was in the background.
Yeah, he was in the background a lot, but...
Yeah, but that's what sucks sometimes,
I would have,
man.
yeah. When you're in a role, it's small already, and then
you're
a lot.
like basically completely cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes up to Squeaks, and he's all like, "Well, what do you think?" And Squeaks like starts coming up with these ideas, and he goes, "Well, what is that?" "Well, this and that and this and that and this and that." "But how?" "We could do it like dot 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 dot." And then Fred just looks at everybody and just goes, "He's got it." And then fucking all the Thermians are like, "Oh my God, you are a genius, Doctor. You are a genius, Fred Kwan," or whatever. Inspector Chen. That's what his name was. Fucking Chief Inspector Chen or some shit. So he's trying to digitize this fucking pig lizard. And then he shoots the beam down, and we get this like thing looking like monster now thing. It's like inside out. Its bones are out. It's squealing. It's shooting this fucking like green jizz shit all over the place. And it's just... And Jason's like, what was that? And then Alexander, nothing. He's like, no, I hear some kind of squealing. What is happening up there? And Tab, one of the aliens, he's like, Jed Reeves, Tab, he's all like, the alien is inside out. And he goes, what was that? He's like, did I hear that the pig lizard is inside out? And then the pig lizard now explodes. He goes, and it exploded. And he goes, wait, do you mean to tell me that this pig lizard was inside out and it exploded? He goes, yep. He's just like, okay. Well, the kids keep shouting Garignac, and they're like, okay, Ted, can you translate what they're saying? And they're shouting rock. And all of a sudden, this, like, stone golem just, like, fucking appears out of nowhere. Just all these rocks form together and make this fucking golem.
Yeah, this was, like, the crappy CGI.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. At the time,
99,
nice,
99, yeah, I know. Just saying.
At the time. It didn't age well, the CGI.
It's one of those CGIs that didn't age well. Because there's plenty that have.
Oh, yeah. This, unfortunately. But, so.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so.
Just an observation.
They're looking at this fucking thing. They're looking at this fucking rock, and Jason's like, how do I kill this thing? And, guy goes, look around you. Can you form some sort of rudimentary lave? A lave? Get off the line, guy. And then he goes, Alexander, you're my advisor. Advise me. And he goes, well, you just have to look at it. He goes, you just have to look at it. What are its motivations? He goes, it's a rock. It doesn't have motivations. This is your problem, Jason. You were never serious about the craft. That line alone makes me fucking laugh.
It's so good.
This is your problem, Jason. You were never serious about the craft. But you just have to find out what it wants. What are its motivations? Again, with the deleted fucking scenes.
Yeah.
This shit was Jason. Fucking Alexander like goes pure method for a minute, and he just kind of faints and then comes to, and he just goes, I am a rock. I am still tranquil. Meanwhile, we're seeing the rock golem chasing Tim Allen as this monologue is going on, and then it keeps cutting to Alexander doing this thing, and he goes, I am still. He goes, what is this noise? What is this vibration? And then the rock picks up Tim Allen and his shirt comes off and he's just like, I must make the vibration stop. And then Tim Allen goes flying. And I just love how it was combined.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I must make them stop. He was like, the vibrations. And then Alexander faints again, comes to. And then Tim Allen's like, but I think you got something there. Hang on. Picks up a rock and throws the rock. And then the rock golem is like, Garignac is distracted by the rock. And then they didn't have this shit finished, so it was just penciled in drawings.
Yeah.
And then there was an avalanche, and Garignac goes over to it and just breaks, gets destroyed. And they're all like, yeah, we did it, yeah! And then all of a sudden, Garignac builds itself back up, and he's just like, what do I do now? And then that was the end of it. But the actual thing is after, you're never serious about the craft. And then it's them trying to convince Fred, do this. We got to get him up. The girl, Lalari. I'm going to call her Lalari. Because
that looks right.
Yeah, Lalari. So she walks in and sees Fred, and they have a moment.
Yeah.
And Fred zips his shit up and becomes a man. He cowboys the fuck up. And then he digitizes Jason. So Jason gets up. They're all like, all right, Mathazar, meet us at the command deck or something. Mathazar. It's like, why isn't anybody answering? Well, here comes Saris and the gang. And mind you, Saris, because of the ship, he has an eye patch. He was normal before Jason blew his ship up. Then he came back with like a metal hand and like an eye patch with spikes on it, looking badass as a motherfucker. It was just sick. So Saris walks in, captures everybody, throws them in a room, and he's got Mathazar in the same chair that he had the other commander with that same device. And Saris starts torturing Mathazar. He's like,
Tell me about the Omega 13.
He's like, I don't. Jason is like, I don't know what it is, and then he starts electrocuting Mathazar. And he's like, is it a bomb? A booby trap?
I don't know.
And he's just like, and he goes, this is what I'm going to show you. Gwen, put on the historical documents. She's like, computer, play the historical documents of the Galaxy Quest mission. So then the show comes on, and Saris is just looking at it. And bless you, Saris is just looking at it. Okay, I was waiting for another sneeze, but it didn't happen. Saris is just fucking looking at it, and he's watching, and then all of a sudden he just goes, ha, 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 ha. Wonderful. Again, he's not fucking dumb. He knows what the fuck this shit is, and he just goes, you have all done far more damage than I ever could have. Bravo. And then he goes, tell him who you really are. And then Jason tries to explain to Mathazar. He's like, Mathazar, we're actors, da-da-da-da. He goes, he doesn't understand. Explain as you would a child. We pretended. Oh, yes, you understand that, don't you, Mathazar? Saris, what about my people? I think we'll let the air in a bit. He's suffocating him. He's just like, prepare a tear harness for the field. That sounds horrible.
That sounds terrifying.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but that sounds horrible. It makes me think of some Hellraiser shit.
Ooh.
Like he puts this fucking like thing on her chest and it just rips her flesh open and starts like fucking red eagling her and like reverse.
Fucking Jesus wept.
I'm telling you, man. Oof. Yeah. Oof. Jeez.
Mathazar wept.
Anywho. A tear harness for the female. So the crew's about to get like ejected into fucking space. Saris goes back to his ship. He leaves some of his men behind. Meanwhile, there's a bomb somehow about to go off. I don't remember necessarily how the bomb was going down, but so Alexander and Jason start kind of like arguing a little bit, and they get to the ejection area, and the two guards are trying to corral everybody in there. And Jason's like, it's just like episode 33, you scene-stealing hack. And Alexander just looks at him and goes, oh, right. Well, how does it feel, Jason, to have everything? And no. And then he's like, yeah, I'll see you in hell, won't I? And then he punches Alexander, and then Alexander grabs like a bar or something and looks over and like goes... He like nudges his head or something. I want to go back just a little bit because I have to say something. When Alexander with his fucking prosthetic.
Oh, doesn't it like kind of
it
tear?
Moves or it tears, but earlier on when they were having lunch, Mathazar comes in. Alexander had his hand up there and he was scratching his head, and you can kind of see his hair a little bit, and he's just scratching his head. As soon as Mathazar walks in, he like pulls it down real fast and like starts to fix it. I had to bring that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then they're fighting and shit, and then the guards go into the thing. They punch one of the guards into the thing. They shut the doors, and then those two get ejected. Everybody splits up. They got to go save the rest of the Thermians. Quillic and Alexander meet up. They go to try to open the door to get some of the air out so that they can breathe. Mm-hmm. Gwen and Jason try to go to the belly of the ship to stop this bomb. And then Guy, Lalari, and Fred go to try to open up, to turn the air, I guess, on or whatever, to get the oxygen going. So Gwen and Jason call Brandon. And he's like, hello, this is Commander Taggart. Who's this? Brandon? Every time he says his name, it sounds like a question.
Yeah.
And so he's like, son, I was a little short with you at the convention, but I need your help. Commander, I'm not stupid. I know it's just a show. It's all real. I knew it! And he's just like, yes! So he's trying to walk him through the blueprints. Like, God love these fucking kids that take this shit seriously. Because if I'm ever in that situation, I hope to God somebody believes that there's some alien shit. Because I really don't. But I hope to God somebody out there really, truly does.
Yeah.
So that if this shit ever happens to my ass,
Well,
then I'll have somebody to walk me through the
It's like
situation.
people who believe in like the zombie apocalypse.
That
you know?
shit, man, I can't believe that there are people out there that do that. And if you're a fan, thank God for you. But God damn it, I don't get it.
What about that guy
That
when
we worked with?
Yeah, he had like a doomsday fucking
It was straight up, yeah,
out of
some Mad Max shit.
some Mad Max
Yeah,
shit.
he
for
had like a
zombie
ram. He had like a ram on the front of it.
Yeah.
He had like fucking. The windows were like barred and gated and like all
Yeah.
kinds of shit
And
on the car.
I don't know if did you ever talk to him? Like, was it just like for fun, for show?
No,
Or
he
did-
truly believes. He's a believer. He's a
God.
believer.
But like, it was funny. I don't know. Like his car was always parked in a spot where you can't miss it.
Yeah. He shows that thing off with pride.
Yeah.
And he had the Walking Dead cast like sign it, like the hood and shit. Like it's yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, that is cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's cool.
That's pretty
But at the end
badass.
of the day, he's literally part of a group that believes that the zombie apocalypse is actually gonna happen. And like I said, if it actually does happen, then joke's on me.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it. But I hope that they are still around and can find my ass if it actually fucking happens. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm getting in that fucking car. So, yeah. So, where were we? The underbelly of the Omega-13. So they're looking up. They see the fucking beryllium sphere or whatever. It's all cute. It's great. And then they come to an area called the Chompers.
Oh God.
And it's literally, it makes no fucking
No,
sense.
none.
And this is what is so funny about it. It is literally written in, is just like in those episodes of, oh, what is the point of these?
Yeah.
And Gwen is so fucking hilarious when it comes to this shit. And she's just like, what? And they turn around. You just got to go through the Chompers. And Gwen sees these things just smashing the ground and like smashing shit. And she goes, well, screw that! But she mouths, fuck that.
Yeah, she does.
Again, going back to what was that? She definitely mouths, fuck that. And because of the PG rating, they didn't want to get a 13 or anything.
Oh yeah, that one fuck with a 13 in their ass.
Yeah, so they made her voiceover screw that. And then she's just like, no, I'm not doing this. This is ridiculous. And then they start going through. Jason starts pushing her in, and she was like, this episode was badly written. She goes, whoever wrote this episode should die. And then they get to the part, they hit the button, and then nothing's happening. The bomb's about to go off. Brendan, it's not working. Brendan's mom forced him to take out the garbage.
trash.
So she's like literally watching him. And he's just like, Mother, I cannot stress enough that the commander is in danger. And he is just, don't forget the recyclables. And he's, oh, Mother. And then he just like puts the shit in. It's coming down to like 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Gwen, Jason. They hug, they embrace. One last time. They have one last embrace. And then it gets to 1, and then all of a sudden, it stops. And Gwen goes, oh my God, it always stops before 1. On the show. The Thermians made this fucking
made
thing
it to the
stop.
fucking T.
Even if they turn it off, it still goes to 1 to turn off. because that's
All
how
that-
it always is.
Yeah, all the dramatics.
Yeah, so they were just like, oh my god. So they do that shit, and meanwhile, cut to Jason and Alexander and Quelig, and they're trying to get the door open because all of the Thermians are fucking suffocating. So they're trying to get the door open, and Quellic's like, "Sir, the Maktar of strength, Larok to rock, Larok to rock." Fucking Alexander just rolls his eyes. He's just, Larok to rock, Larok to rock. And then they get the door open a little bit. And then Fred, Guy, and Lalari, they get to the control room. And Guy has the gun and is just swinging around trying to act like he knows what the fuck he's doing. And they get to the control room and there's like 10 fucking Saris's goons down there. And Fred's like, oh my god. Guy's like, I'll go. I got this. I'll be a distraction. You guys do what you gotta do. And he was like, that's suicide. He goes, I'm a glorified extra, Fred. I'm dead anyway. And he's just like,
He starts wearing it with pride.
yeah. He's just like, Guy, did you ever think that you're the plucky comic relief? Plucky? He's like, are you stoned? And he goes, I just had a really good idea. So he beams up fucking Garignac into the fucking control room. And Garignac just like turns around and all of the aliens are looking up. One's smoking a cigarette and the cigarette like falls out of his mouth. He's just like, oh. It just falls out. And then the Rock just starts fucking, what's the Rock a cooking? Can you smell? All right, WCW, whatever the fuck that was, with the Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
So the Rock just starts going crazy and killing everybody, and then all of a sudden they open the door and they all go flying into space, and you kind of see the Rock, the Garignac, like does this little thing with his face where it like opens up. The director and the writer were talking in one of the deleted scenes, and they were like, yeah, the Rock monster, because it feels vibrations, like the vibrations were what it hates. Mm-hmm. So when it finally goes into space, that's like its serenity, like. Aww. And they were like, and we wanted to put subtitles underneath so that when it goes into space that it says like, sweet serenity at last, or some shit like that. And then when it falls, and I always kind of thought that the Rock kind of did have like this like smile kind of thing happen with its, like, if you look at it, because it's just kind of like, you know, it like opens up its mouth a little bit, but it's just kind of like, oh, thank God, I don't hear shit. Like, this is great, you know. And then all the other guys are just floating away. So Saris finds out everybody lived. Well, Alexander gets the door open and goes in, and everybody's like, they saved us. He saved us. And Alexander like opens his arms and he's like, finally my moment, like my spotlight. Yeah. Commander Taggart has saved us. And then Alexander just drops his arm. It's just not fair. All right, Quellic, let's get back to the command deck. And then Quellic gets shot and drops, and Alexander runs to Quellic, and he's trying to put like pressure on the wound. Yeah. I mean, this movie has moments where it gets heavy. We were talking about it. It's serious.
Yeah, no, it does.
You know,
but you can tell the PG side of it where there's no wound, there's no nothing that you can see. Like
there was kind of a wound.
I mean, I don't know.
It was very rare. I mean, it was very faint, but
yeah, like where did they get?
And the blue blood, because he had blue like.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like the Kool-Aid, so I guess that's kind of how they got away with it. But it was literally like his tongue turned blue.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did have like
the shit.
You saw like the cuts and the you know, the shit that was on them from like
the attack
from injuries.
Yeah. So
I mainly meant the shots.
Oh yeah. You don't really see. You just see like Quellic, and Quellic just goes, "I've been shot," and then just drops. Well, Alexander's all like, I'm going to get you to the medical quarters. And he goes, sir, my entire life you have been, even though we have never met, I have always thought of you as a father to me. And fucking Alexander, this is where he breaks, man. This is where Alexander breaks, and Alexander's just like, Quellic, by Grabthar's hammer, by the sons of Corfin, you shall be avenged. And he says it, and he just means it. He fucking means it. And Quellic just lights up. He just smiles, and he's just like, my God. And then he dies. And Alexander, this stare that he fucking does, he just looks and stands up and just turns. And the guy's gun is like jammed. He's sitting there trying to beat the shit out of the gun. Apparently these guns are very faulty. So he's like beating the shit out of the gun, and Alexander just looks at him and then starts running. It's like a slow kind of, it's like the Jason run from Friday the 13th. Walking, running. Yeah. So he fucking just like that shit. So he's just fucking slowly speeding up, and then the guy just looks at Alexander, and Alexander just and just fucking he just harpoons this motherfucker. He just fucks him up. And so Jason makes his way to the barracks, and you see Alexander, and his hair's poking out now. Now the prosthetic is starting to rip, and shit's happening, and Alexander starts like karate chopping to go get one of the other like baddies, and Jason's all like, Alexander, it's fine. They go back up to the command deck, and this time they're trying to run from Saris. They go into the minefield, and this time Saris is pissed. He's like, into the minefield, go! And follows them. And Tommy, meanwhile, was trying to practice flying or whatever, so he's all like, Tommy, can you get us close to those mines? He's like, I think I could try. Pedal to the metal, Commander. So we find out that they get out of the minefield. Saris comes out of the minefield, and they have radio frequency or whatever. They start talking to each other. And Saris is all like, you forget, Sonny, that I am a general. I have been doing this since before you know. Yeah. The usual speech.
Little monologue.
Yeah, so he goes, what you fail to realize, Saris, is I'm dragging mines. And Saris goes, oh no! Time! And then the mines fucking blow up Saris' ship. He runs. He does like this dramatic run down his ship, hits some button, and then blows up. Well, they're all excited. The crew's all like, yeah! And then, they were talking about the Omega-13. He asked Brendan, what is the Omega-13? He goes, some people think it's a bomb, something that just destroys everything in a matter of seconds, but I think it's a matter rearranger that, you use it and you have 13 seconds to change something. And Gwen's all like, 13 seconds isn't a lot of time. And Jason's like, it's enough time to change a mistake.
Yeah.
A single mistake. So after Saris blows up, they decide to go home. They got to go into a black hole. So they go into the black hole, and Gwen's all like, we're out! We're going home! Everything's working, Commander. Jason, before the explosion, there was something from Saris's ship. And then Fred walks in. He goes, Fred, what are you doing up here? I need you down at the whatever the fuck, and then, whoa, Fred pulls out a gun on Jason.
Yes.
And he's like, you're going to poke somebody's eye out with that. And then Fred just smiles and then shoots Jason. And Jason gets shot and just drops. And he's like, what?
I guess that was the scene I mean, with the shooting and the...
Oh.
A bunch of people get shot.
You just see the him shooting the gun, but you don't really see
it.
And then you see people getting shot.
Yeah.
Gwen he shoots. Then Saris brings up the fucking comm.
Yeah.
And changes into Saris, and then he shoots Laredo. He shoots Tommy, and Tommy gets shot. He shoots Gwen. He shoots Alexander. He shoots Matt. He's shooting everybody. The only person who's not getting shot and it's fucked up is it's Guy. Guy's standing there just like hands like by his cheeks, just please wake up. Like he's like saying, and this is where it gets heavy. Like this is some heavy shit. Like I remember as a kid, I was like, this is fucked up. This is dark, dude.
Yeah.
You know? And so Jason goes, Mathazar, activate the Omega-13. Activate the Omega-13. Jason has a moment to say, we're either going to blow up or this is going to change shit. He presses the button. We're out! We're going home! All systems are working, Commander. Jason, before the surge, there was a surge coming from Saris's ship. Jason gets up, goes to the elevator, punches the shit out of Fred as soon as
they're
he
all like,
sees
whoa,
him.
what are you doing?
Yeah, they grab him. They're like, it's not Fred! It's not Fred! And then it's Saris. You see Saris gets up and like is about to knife fucking Jason. And Mathazar like beats the shit out of him with a cane. And Guy gets up and is like holding the gun to Saris. And Mathazar and all the other Thermians say goodbye. They go to a different part of the ship because the ship's got to break out so that they can return to Earth. So the ship has to basically split in two. So there's a second command deck, and Mathazar and everybody go up to it. Everybody says goodbye. It's very heartwarming. And Jason, like, Mathazar's like, but Commander, we don't have a commander of the ship. We need you. And he goes, I think your ship has a wonderful commander, sir. And then Mathazar's just like, oh! And has a moment, and he's just like, oh my God. And then all the Thermians are like, yes, Commander, like, you're our commander. Gwen, Mathazar, blows him a kiss. And he's just like, goodbye, my friends. So then they leave. That's it. The Thermians. And I got to talk about it. This should have stayed in. There was a moment where, you know, Justin Long is leaving his house with fireworks, with Roman candles and shit.
Yeah.
And he's talking to his mom's like, where are you going with those fireworks? He's like, oh, we gotta do some kind of like land communication. And it goes, you know, clearly he starts speaking fucking talk that I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
And his mom's just like, his mom has my reaction. Okay, dinner's at 7.
Yeah.
He's just like, okay, bye. And she's leaving. Well, he's outside. You know?
Dad doesn't say a fucking word.
Not a fucking thing. Yeah. So the kids are all lined up. They're shooting the Roman fucking candles. And apparently in the deleted scene, we find out that they can track Brendan's Vox box or whatever. So that's how they're getting to the location, how they're getting home. And they actually go to the con, like Brendan's at the con. Well, in the deleted scene, Saris wakes up. And Guy is over Saris. And Saris wakes up and just stands up, and Guy goes, oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah!
And then he's like, okay, starts hitting the gun just like the other guy. He
Yep.
starts hitting the fucking gun because the gun's not working. And then he just goes, fucking Saris grabs Guy, and then Guy's just like, help me. And then
Like-
goes flying into the air.
Like while he's almost like being
Yeah.
like thrown, it's like he's almost like mid-air, and he's like, and then it's just help me.
Yeah.
We're gonna
help me.
We're linking this. You got you.
You have to watch
We can't say it justice, guys.
No, we can't.
Like
you guys
gotta
have to
it.
watch this shit. It is so fucking. I was dying, and if you don't laugh, I don't even know what. But this shit's fucking hilarious to me. He's just help me. Just goes flying into the fucking air, and then everybody is fighting Saris at this point. Like Saris is fucking everyone up, and he throws Jason into Tommy. Tommy's like on the controller. He goes, Jason, I can't fly like this. Jason, I can't fly. And apparently that's how they crash, which honestly is hilarious.
Yeah.
So they hang on. Every
bud.
time we're almost done. So as soon as they crash into the Comic-Con, and the MC is all like Laredo comes out first. He's like, young Laredo, Tommy Weber. Hi, Tommy. And then everybody starts coming out, and then he starts, introducing everybody. Everybody comes out, they do their little bow, and then Saris comes out with his fucking gun. Jason does his combat roll, and he does a fucking combat roll, and he gets up and he shoots Saris, and Saris fucking disintegrates. It just blows up. So funny. And then everybody at the con is like, oh my god, this is the best show ever! The ship just flew into the building. Yeah. And then we find out the show gets picked back up.
Yeah.
After all this time. Now, the show gets picked back up, and then they have Lalaurie as fucking Jane Doe.
Yeah, because she came back with them.
She came
'Cause
back
her
with
and
them.
Fred
Yeah, they got
became-
it. Oh,
they
yeah,
became
they
a-
have that
They
moment where
become an item.
they basically have sex, and Guy was all like, they were like making out. She like makes the squid arms wrap around Fred, and Fred's all like, oh, he like makes this face like, God damn it, I'm hot. And then Guy's just like, that's not right. No. God.
Game over,
Game
man.
over, man. Yeah. So, and then we find out Guy becomes a regular on the show. He like, his name's like Rock something chief of security.
And he's hamming up that camera.
Yes,
he's
is.
loving every moment
my
of it.
God, he's so funny.
It's adorable.
Yeah, so you see everybody. Now, I am going to talk about something that, because I know this time, usually you don't watch all the backstage shit with me.
Yeah.
But you did for this one, and
Yeah.
that was fun because you kind of, I saw you were getting intrigued, and I wanted you to watch it with me because
Yeah.
that was fun. But there is one you did not watch because I did say it was sad, and it is, but it isn't. It's actually something you should watch when we're done. But they do this kind of like, there's this little thing, it's like 8 minutes maybe, on
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman and the crew, like everybody got together again, like not together, but they were like doing interviews, and they were talking about Alan and like what it was like to work with him and all of this and that. And apparently before he died, and I'm assuming this would have been like 2015 or something, but I guess Amazon was going to make a Galaxy Quest TV show. They were going to bring everybody back, and everybody was going to come back.
Oh my God.
Alan Rickman and Sam Rockwell was talking about how he like did a couple he did a couple scenes with Alan, and
they were
they were
shooting?
like doing it. I think, yeah, they were actually like shooting. That's what it sounded like.
Wow.
So they were like doing all this, but then when Alan Rickman died, they basically like cut the project. They were just like,
you can't do it without Alan.
Yeah,
Rickman.
they were like, we can't do it, and everybody. And
I mean, it's sad for everyone else that was like involved. It sucks to lose a job.
honestly, I don't think anybody wanted to do it without him.
I totally.
I don't think anybody would have wanted to do it without him, because that's what they were all like talking about. Like it was really sad, because the things that made it sad, like there were moments, like of course Tim Allen, and they were joking about it in the making of it, but Tim was literally like, I couldn't tell if Alan actually liked me or not, because it was just, he would make fun of me because all of my jokes were like fart cock and this and that, and Alan was serious at times, and all this shit. But when it got to like Sigourney, she was just like, there was a moment like oh my God, I thought she was gonna break down crying talking about it. Like she was just like, oh my God, like he was just But what really hit me, like Enrico, of course, had some stuff to say, and he was really fun, and everybody was like talking about it. Like Will Wheaton even came in and did a little thing. He like did a little saying. He was like, it's Alan Rickman. Like anybody who knows Alan Rickman, you know him from what he's done, like fucking, all the serious shit he's done. And but the guy who played Quellic, Patrick Breen. So apparently Patrick Breen was in a play, and Alan Rickman went to go see the play. And like went up to he went up to Patrick afterwards and was talking to him, and he told Patrick, because he was there with his like wife and stuff, and Patrick was like, oh my God, like hey. And then Alan, I guess, told Patrick, I had a stroke, and didn't want to tell people that he was dying, so he would say, I just had a stroke, but he was dying, because he was like, he looked frail, he like looked sick, he like did not look right. So Alan would tell everybody apparently that he had a stroke because he didn't want anybody to know he was dying and all this stuff, and he didn't want anybody to like be sad or anything like that. Yeah, sure. So Patrick was saying all this stuff, and he said, yeah, because I've been sick, I lost a movie role or something. I lost a part to someone. And he goes, well, who'd you lose it to? And he goes, Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
Yeah, not the science guy.
Oh.
Not the science guy, Bill Nye. The Love Actually. I feel it in my fingers.
Oh my God! Why did I go to
feel
the
it.
science guy?
That's why I had to say it, because I know when fucking Patrick said that, that's immediate. My head went to Bill Nye because I love British culture, so I automatically knew. I automatically knew who he was talking about.
Yeah.
But I literally in the back of my head was going, Americans are gonna go science guy, dude.
Yeah, I did.
Americans are gonna go straight for the science guy. But I mean, it is. But I thought Bill Nye, like I thought his last name was like Nye.
Yeah.
Like Bill Nye. Like that's how I always said his last name. So I don't know. If it's Bill Nye, then I guess I don't know. But
Wonderful.
either that or I say Nye because I want to tell myself it isn't Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Maybe.
Who the fuck knows? But anywho, let's ask the question that hasn't been asked in fucking like months.
Oh my God.
Will you watch this film without me?
You know, I think I might. It's one of those movies that like I just don't really think about, but when you bring it up, or like this type of like situation where we're watching it, and I always think like, yeah, I kind of remember what it is, and I don't fully pay attention.
Yeah.
But again, this is how you fucking get me.
I know.
When you play the behind the scenes shit. That's when I'm like, okay, I want to watch this again and pay attention. Will I watch it without you? I might not, but I would definitely, I'm eager to watch it again.
Yeah.
Sooner than later.
Good.
I really didn't answer the actual question, but that's what I got.
I'll take it.
That's what I got.
I'll take it. So, we're not doing that. We're going to still be in the dark, I think, for what we do.
Yeah. Excuse me.
We were talking about, I really do want to do this. I want to do like a series.
We've been
podcast,
talking about
and
doing
we
that
have
for a
been wanting to do it.
long time.
And especially because now I'm like in a stage at this particular moment where I'm back to watching like shows again, and I haven't been in that stage in quite a bit. And because of it, I'm just like...
You're not into the movies.
It's not that I'm not into the movies. It's that just... You know, with Game of Thrones and all this shit now, House of Dragons, oh my God. With all this shit now coming out and like Outlander. Yes, I love Outlander. Fuck all of you. But I love it. But like with all these shows, I'm just like, I've just been wanting to watch the shows. Like I want to watch the movies and stuff, but because I'm so into these shows right now and I'm like trying to dig and get into like, okay, what is the lore here? What is this? What is that? Like, I'm digging into the shows more than I'm digging into, like, movies at the moment. So it's just kind of like, I don't know.
Well,
it's like
here's the
something I'd want to
thing.
do, but I don't know.
Well, we can, honestly, like, we can think about it because
We could do both. I mean, I don't know.
I was kind of thinking that I want to go where the passion is.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't want us to just think, oh, we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, almost 3 years now.
Yeah, and... I mean, we really haven't done much to really grow, you know, life.
Yeah.
So much life has happened in these past especially 2 years.
Yeah.
That there was really no time to focus.
Yeah.
So I think we'll talk about it. Like let's really like think about it to maybe we can commit to a show every week and then do a movie every like 2 weeks or like something. Yeah, because I mean I don't want to separate it and have like or we can separate it and have a totally separate show and make it one's the movie and one's the TV.
Yeah.
Like whatever show we do, it's
TV and contemplation.
TV. Yeah.
You know, who knows?
That's the simplest thing.
That's the simplest thing. Yeah.
So let's
brainstorm.
Let's brainstorm.
Brainstorm.
And I think it would be great. I'm liking when I see this look in your eye when you get passionate about something, and if that's what's igniting this, then I want to go there with you.
Yeah. All right. Right on.
Yeah.
Far out. All right, contemplators. Well, you heard it here. Next week's going to be another mystery. So thank you for joining us on this wonderful morning, afternoon, evening. Please like, subscribe. You can find us on almost all podcasting platforms.
Yes, and we still have things on the World Wide Web. I mean, they're still there. They're still there. On Twitter, we are movies_pod. On Instagram, we are movies.contemplation_pod. We have an email, movies.contemplation@gmail.com. If you want to throw out like suggestions on what you think you would like to see or what would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
God, I'd love to see suggestions.
Absolutely.
Please.
And we're also on Facebook, Movies in Contemplation Podcast.
Man, thank you once again, babies, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.